had to nip to the loo. Those are two reasons why. One, going to the loo, and another reason because of connectivity issues. Less than a minute, and we've got one like. Hello to you all. Hello to you who are on here. Please reveal yourselves. Hello, hello, hello indeed. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Heidi's in. Hello to Hailey. Hello, hello to Hailey. Happy birthday, Hailey. Happy birthday to you indeed. Wait a moment, Hailey. I've got something for you. Heidi, Heidi, how wonderful. Heidi, the birthday girl. Hip, hip, hooray, happy birthday. And happy birthday, lovely Hailey. Cheers, everybody. A nice mug of milk for the late night live. And my Swanage Railway mug. Spent time at the lake. Oh, how lovely spending your 55th birthday at the lake. Pleasure always, lovely Heidi. Pleasure always. And lots of big birthday hugs to you, because after all, one always wants to receive a great big hug on their birthday, don't they? Had I met you at the lake on your birthday, you would have definitely gotten a nice birthday hug from me. Well, I'd be gentle with you, because you are quite, since you're a little thing. I mean, I'm not saying this to be discriminatory, but I do remember you saying you're short and a little thing. I remember you saying you were a little thing, and because you said you're a little thing, I'd be gentle giving you a hug and all that. I'd certainly be gentle giving you a hug and everything. But still, I'd give you a nice birthday hug, of course. I mean, who wouldn't want to receive a hug on their birthday? And all that. Hello to Alfredo. I was before. Did you mean you were here? You was here before, but couldn't hear me properly. Oh dear. So sorry about this, Alfredo. So sorry about this, indeed. You can't hear me. You can't hear me. Oh gosh, I would have thought you'd heard me. Hello to you, Alfredo, but Alfredo said he cannot hear me. Strange enough, much to my surprise. Hello to Tasso. Hello, hello, hello to Tasso. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, good. Thank you, Tasso. Thank you for telling Tasso that you can hear me, okay? I'm happy learning you can hear me all right. But hello to you all the same, Tasso. Hugs to you always. And hugs to you, Hailey, on your birthday. The weather, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Fredo was in Noah's live stream as well. Next to know, can I trust you or are you a troll? Can I trust you or are you a bloody full-blown troll? If I were you, Heidi, I'd put my jacket on or my coat in 72 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, Heidi, weren't you cold in 72 degrees Fahrenheit? Weren't you cold or nippy? I mean, if you were nippy, I could have lent you my jacket and could have just purchased you a fleece. You know, I mean, if I were you, I'd nippy. If I were you, I'd put my jacket on or my coat. Hello to you, Harriet. Actually, can I tell you something? Next, I'm 23 years of age, so tell you odd things. But what you was, don't know if you'd wear that or not, but I hope you weren't too nippy like that. Oh shit, I'm buffering. Excuse the language, but I'm buffering. Oh shit. Oh dear. Oh, dear. Oh, God. I've just clicked on another tab and loaded something up. It managed to load up as quick as a wink. Don't know how I could be buffering if I could check a tab and as quick as a wink. Oh, it's okay now. Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your boundaries. Good evening to you, Imogen. Good evening to you. Oh, maybe issues with YouTube. Oh, okay. We encountered each other through the Noah the Cat community, didn't we, Alfredo? And Tasso too. Not buffering. Keep a close eye on Nex. Yes, I'm keeping a completely close eye on Nexino too. Hopefully, Nexino will behave himself. Thank you, Tasso. Thank you. And hello, Imogen, once again. Hello. Imogen, I don't think Imogen was going. She'd only just came in here, Alfredo. But you know, Imogen's my good friend, Alfredo, and I think you'd quite like her, you know. No, I know you've got a big day tomorrow, Harriet, I do know that. Emma Green, hello to you, Emma Green. Hello to you. Hello, lovely, Emma. Good luck with tomorrow, Harriet. Imogen is a kind person, Alfredo, as is Harriet too. Harriet too. How did Emma find out about me? You're very new here, aren't you, Emma? Hello to you. Next, you know, please, Harriet asked you to behave. Please behave, next, you know. Howdy. Zeph, howdy. By all means, Zeph, but Harriet specifically asked. But Harriet asked Nexino to behave himself. But she just deleted his message. I don't know if Nexino is a boy or a girl. I don't know. Thank you, Alfredo. Good saying. Thank you. You know. But what is it that one wants to talk about on the Late Night Live? I mean, obviously, this one hopefully will do a little longer than this one. And because I've got my milk, should keep me a bit more alert to do it. I am drinking my milk, Heidi, yes. I certainly am. I've nearly used up the milk, but I haven't used up too much, but I will need to tot up on it again. Oh, Nexino has been timed out. Next time he appears, ban. I mean, I'm pretty sure Alfredo knows Nexino, but Alfredo, do you know of Nexino, or is this the first time you've seen him? But if it is the first time any of us have seen him, and if he comes back again and he is continually passive aggressive to me or insults me, then he'll be blocked. Don't worry, Harriet. If he comes back again and starts insulting me again, Harriet, I'll fucking block the individual. I'll certainly do that. Excuse the language. You have a 7-Up. Oh, Heidi, gosh. First time saw him, you have my... Oh, thank you, Alfredo. Thank you for telling me. You know. But do say hello to lovely Zeph, and hello, Dave Bryan. Dave Bryan is in Classic and Sports Cars vlog channel. Dave Bryan is in, you know. Hello, David. David Scott, my best friend, is on here. Hello to David. Next time I see Nexino, Harriet, I'll be blocking him immediately. Thank you, Tasso. Thank you for your friendliness towards my best friend David. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Alfredo, for your friendliness towards Dave. Thank you. Do give a resoundingly large hello to Dave Bryan and David Scott. And hello to Martin. Hello to Martin. Martin was on a live with me not terribly long ago. Martin was on a live with me not terribly long ago to tell you odd things. And thank you, Alfredo, for your friendliness towards Martin. Thank you. Thank you. Martin, it is wonderful seeing you on here once again. And Martin, having you on the live was enchanted. It was well and truly enchanted. But yes, I've got the David and the Dave to tell you odd things. I've got you, the David, and the Dave on here, David, to tell you odd things, you know. Well, it's really the two Davids, the David Scott, and the Dave Bryan. Oh, Martin's fantastic, Imogen. No, Martin is well and truly fantastic. Would I have him on again? I certainly would. Are you referring to Nexino, Harriet? Are you referring to Nexino or David Scott and Dave Bryan? They are not trolls. They're my good friends. David is my number one best friend, David Scott, and Dave Bryan is a very good friend of mine. And he recommended an event to me that I'd never heard of before, and we went and we met. I've met Dave quite a few times, and he's a good friend to me. No, really, he's a well and truly good friend, to tell you odd things. Had it means next to know. Oh, good. Thank you, David. Thank you for reminding me. But Martin, Harriet needed to talk to me about when you were on the live with me. She has nothing against you. Of course, I'll certainly have you on the live again, but Harriet, what was it that you needed to talk to Martin about? Because you did tell me openly, but if you feel the need you need to personally tell Martin of something you personally did have to tell me outside of the YouTubing community, please tell Martin. I don't think he would be offended by all means with what you said to me about him. Please, what was it you needed to... if you need to say anything to Martin, please do. He wouldn't mind. Thank you, Alfredo, for your defense. You really didn't have to provide it, but thank you. Thank you. Nexino is the fucker you're speaking of. He's a fucking arsehole, as it so seems. Nexino. Sorry, David and Dave, for the language, because I know David doesn't like too much swearing. But excuse me if I use it again, but Nexino is the fucking arsehole. Nexino's the fucking arsehole Harriet was referring to. But once Nexino reappears, the fucking shithead will be blocked before one's very eyes, to tell you odd things. Sorry about the language. Extremely sorry about the language, everybody. But Harriet is extremely angry about this individual. And all the rest of things. Not all the time, Tasso. No, I don't get trolls all the time. It just happens on an occasional basis. But the 30th of August live stream was a real disaster. It was a mess. It was a mess. Oh, okay. No, I think I've noticed this too. You've made a good point. It turned into a shit. Yes, it really did. No, the 30th of August really did, because of my two old school friends. Well, Tegan is an old school friend of mine, but he'd left to play Wii Sports, and he specifically, Tegan specifically asked Max and Adam to behave themselves when he left, and they clearly did not. They did not. And they just caused it to be a shit show, didn't they, Zeph? Well said. Thank you. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you. Thank you. No, Harriet, I'm always happy to have Martin on. I don't mind having Martin on with myself, Graham, and Sabra. I don't mind that. But I understand your opinion all the same. But please, Harriet, I do know that Sapper, Graham, and I have a lovely bond together, and that we're a great team together. I do know that, and I take a lot of pride into it. I take real pride, and thanking gratitude to it in every large way. No, really, I do, and I mean every word I've said, and all the rest of things. You know. Martin, please, I'm always happy to have you on a live in the future. No, please, Martin, I'll have you on a live again anytime. I don't mind having yourself, Graham Sapper, yourself with Graham and Sapper, or yourself with a few other guests. I well and truly don't mind. I well and truly certainly don't mind. Please, Martin, don't feel as though you cannot come on any future inspirational lives or Saturday live specials with me, Martin, and I mean every word I'm saying to you. But David, I missed your question. I'm just reading it now. Oh, okay. No, I know. No, I know. Okay. No, I know. I understand. But I mean, you made it clear to Martin. But Harriet, but please, you're not saying that Martin should never come on a live, because I'm always happy to have Martin on a live with me. But you know, that. But Martin, please, I mean, I know Harriet had to share this with you, but please don't feel as though you cannot come on a future live with me. You're always welcome to come on a future live with me, you know. Please, Martin, and I certainly mean that. I enjoyed having you on the live, and I'll certainly have you and host you again. I certainly did enjoy the the Worthing Minis by the Sea car show event, David. Yes, I certainly did. Oh, well, there were several minis, several classic and modern day minis, to tell you all things. Several classic and modern day minis, but if by all means, and sharing of it to you, David, I got all my videography footage uploaded. You know, certainly were there several minis when I saw the minis by the sea event, and you know. But it was a fantastic turnout. No, really, it was a well and truly fantastic turnout when the event took place. No, it really did. No, that's all right. Not to worry. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Harriet, for your friendliness towards Martin. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm happy you enjoyed Martin's company. And you know, no, but Harriet, I'm happy you enjoyed Martin's company, and I'll certainly have Martin on a live again if you'd like to see him on the live again in the future. I'm doing an inspirational live fairly soon, and Martin, please feel free to jump on. Please do. I have nothing against you jumping on a live. Awesome. Lots of great big hugs to you, my wonderful friend. We were quite conversant a few short months ago. And we were really lovingly conversant, weren't we? And we're not terribly far from one another, aren't we? And if we'd run into each other, definitely the big hugs. Oh, lots of big hugs to you, lovely Cannon. Oh, thank you, Tasso. Thank you for your friendliness towards Cannon. Thank you. Good evening to you, Rich. Good evening. Good evening. There was a new bus rally at Ardingly too. The city's really interesting. Oh gosh, wow. Interesting. No, Martin really is a natural comedian. He well and truly is. Hello to Hillary. Hello to Hillary from the No Other Cat community. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, David. It's like Teletubbies on here with all the... I used to watch Teletubbies when I was a little boy. You know, I used to watch that as a little boy. It's, you know, what is buffering? What? Everything seems fine in my corner. Everything seems well and completely fine in my corner. Don't worry. Don't worry. Technology can be tricky to keep up with, so no worries, Karen. No worries to you. Oh, how lovely, Harriet. No, Harriet, I will certainly have Martin on again. I certainly will. There could be a troll under the bridge. No, in the buff gate on my end. What the? What? Oh, no. Right. The internet in my corner seems okay. The internet in my corner seems well and truly okay because I just clicked on a tab and I've just clicked to load up another site on another tab. Loaded up fine. Loaded up completely fine. Your children love the Teletubbies. I used to watch Teletubbies as a little boy. Imogen. I used to watch Teletubbies a long, very, very, very long time ago now. Oh, but what was it that I missed? What was it that I missed? Oh, Tasso, you said no other cat community is representing me. No other cat community is representing me. Oh, how lovely. How lovely learning this, Tasso. How lovely. How lovely. I didn't realize that no other cat community would end up representing me. You used to watch the David, I never could have thought Teletubbies appealed to you. I certainly never could have thought Teletubbies could have greatly appealed to you. No, really. No buffering for you. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You love Teletubbies. I didn't know you loved Teletubbies, Karen. How interesting. How very interesting. I hope I didn't miss anything. Hello to Paula. Hello. It was just so amusing and colourful. No, it is very colourful. Teletubbies is, David. No, it well and truly is. Hello to Granny Paula. Hello to Paula. There's room for not just one more, there's room for several more. There's room for several more to tell you all things. Paula. But gosh, we've got quite a few from the No Other Cat community. We've got Alfredo, Hilary, Paula, Tasso. The only ones we're missing are Gertrude and Sadie, but never mind, never mind. Let's give Gertrude and Sadie time before they come on and all that. Let's give them time before they come on. Thank you, Paula, for your friendliness. Thank you. But oh gosh, that's certainly funny. But little, oh, thank you, David. Thank you. Sometimes Daphne and Nixie are not always in the most huggy moods, I'm afraid, David. Because I hugged Daphne this morning and she just went jumped out of me. And sometimes I can give Nixie a hug and she goes jumping out, literally just jumping right out. Sometimes you can cuddle Nixie and then she could just wriggle and jump right out of your hands. That's what Daphne and Nixie can be like, I'm afraid, David. But I always stroke and pat them for you. That's what I always do. It's a bit like one of your old cats, David, who would never tolerate being picked up. And once you'd pick your cat up, that's it, jump out of your arm or sprawl out of you. You know, but cats, you know, they're not just animals. They are part of one's family. You feel like you should be part of a cat community. Hello to you, lovely. Hello to you, lovely Kaz. Hello to you, my lovely. Your last cat was very wriggly too, like a wriggly worm. Oh, David, gosh, what a story to share. I mean, you've shared with me a very great many stories about your cats you've had in the past, and especially cats from your childhood and all that. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Noah the Cat community, this is the link to the Noah the Cat channel. For those of you who are interested in watching the Noah the Cat channel, I've just put a link to its channel right now, because I think it may appeal to some of your interests and all that. But I hope we've not upset anybody. I really hope we've not upset Martin because of Harriet needing to share the thing to Martin that she shared with me and making the clarification to it. It's worth the watch. It's well worth the watch, Kaz. No, the Noah the Cat community is well worth the watch. And hello to you, Anthony. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. It's a pleasure. Thank you, Tasso. Thank you, thank you. No, it's well worth the watch. The community, the Noah the Cat community. I couldn't be more fortunate to have found out about you, Gertrude, Sadie, Alfredo, Hilary, Paula, Tasso, Farah, several others to mention from the Noah the Cat community. I couldn't be more thankful to have found out about you from that community. I mean, it's wonderful. It's a well and truly wonderful community. No, really it is, and I enjoy the community of the Noah the Cat. And over 18,000 subs, it really deserves at least 20k in my opinion. But fantastic community of the Noah the Cat community. No, really well and truly fantastic. Nix and Potato, no, Nix and Potato are fantastic too. Excuse me a moment. In referral to Nix and Potato. Oh, yes, Nix and Potato. Oh, and for those of you who want to know about Nix and Potato, because David just mentioned Nix and Potato, I've just linked the channel to the Nix and Potato community for those of you who are interested in the Nix and Potato community. What was it that Alfredo asked you, Imogen? I didn't see his question. Oh, Alfredo meant for children with paw. He meant either human children or children with four paws, like for example cats and all that. I think that was what he meant, Imogen. He didn't mean anything bad. He really didn't mean bad questioning whatsoever. He is foreign, to tell you on things. Imogen. Alfredo is foreign. I think he's Spanish. I think he is, as far as I'm certain. Hello to you, Paps. Hello, hello, hello to you, lovely Paps. Hello, hello, hello. No, they really are. No, they really are well and truly adorable. The cats. I haven't been on the Nixon potato community as of lately, David, but every time I watch it, fantastic feral felines and the feral, adorable feral cats that they often run into and all that. No, really wonderful. Now, I remember him telling me before, Tasso, yes. Oh, Tasso's a wonderful friend, Alfredo. Tasso's a wonderful friend. Well and truly fortunate to have her as a good friend and all that. I know you're a strong supporter of the Noah, the cat community, Tasso. I certainly do know that. I really think, personally, in my opinion, I think the couple who own Nixon and Potato the cats, I really think they should start taking up doing cat live streams in the future because it works out extremely well in the Noah the cat community when doing a cat live stream. I think it would work out just as well for the Nixon and Potato community and all that. Oh, have you got to go? Ta-ta for now, Rich. Ta-ta for now. Thank you, Alfredo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you always. Do give the Nixon potato community a watch, Tasso. It's well worth the watch. I can certainly tell you that for sure. And all that. Yes, yes. No, the Nixon potato community, well worth the watch. Oh no. Oh, Imogen, I'm so sorry hearing about your cat who died in January 2024. She was only 9 years of age. You adored her and still. I can imagine. No, I can really well and truly imagine, Imogen. I'm extremely sorry for the loss of your cat. So, in answer to your question earlier on, Alfredo, Imogen had a cat, child being that of a cat with four paws. But human children, she does have human children, yes, in answer to your very questioning, to tell you on things. But don't worry if you couldn't word it properly, because like you said, your English isn't brilliant, which we can totally understand if taking into account your foreign nationality. I even remember you. I remember you talking about how you've taken to the loss of your cats, David. No, really, I can well and truly remember. Wasn't it your cat, Oscar, you spoke to me about? And that when Oscar died, you suffered the same stress when you lost your Gen 8 mother. I remember you telling me this before, but sorry if it was too much sharing it, David. No, I know. Imogen, I cannot tell you how sorry I feel for poor Imogen. Perhaps I cannot tell you how sorry I feel about poor Imogen losing her cat just in January of this year. She gave unconditional love, as do Daphne and Nixie. My Daphne. You've lost so many cats too. I'm so sorry hearing this, Kaz, but yes, it never gets easier, Kazzy, when one loses their pets. It really never gets easier. And you've got about, what, 7 cats, don't you, Kazzy? Your cats who are getting, as you said, fat, and you recommend they eat something else, but they never listen to you. Oh, gosh. No. To reference your point, David, I've obviously opened up to you how I felt when I lost my wonderful late grandfather Edmund. You know. You know. I remember. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did. I mean, I've obviously shared with you so many times how greatly affected I was emotionally when my wonderful grandfather Edmund passed away just 4 years ago in February, as I've shared before, David. But you're completely right. Losing anybody, it's really difficult losing anybody, irrespectively speaking of it being human or pet. You're completely right on that matter to reference your very point to it. Thank you, Tasso. Thank you. No, it really is breaking losing a cat, dog, or any pet. Times heals, and this is completely right, Karen. Very well said. Thank you, Tasso. Thank you. Time does heal to some extent. You're completely right, David. Is completely right. Thank you, Karen and Alfredo. Thank you. Thank you. No, this is true. This is very true, Zeph. Pets leave their paw prints on your heart. There is a territory in your heart. For each pet, a territory they guard and hold. I completely agree with your sentimental philosophy, 100%. Thank you, David. No, it really was nicely worded, the way Zeph put it and all that. Good philosophy. She's got a wonderful, endearing philosophy, our Zeph. She really does, well and truly. Love cats. You have one called Henry, 18 years old, still looks young. Got two dogs, 5 and 2 years, always the boss. Your dogs are always the boss. Gosh, wow. And yet Henry's the elderly man of the house. Because what is it? What was it? Oh, gonna share. Oh, 20 is the equivalent of 96 in human years for a cat. 19 is 92. 18, that's 88 in human years. So he'd be 88 in human years, your Henry. Henry is always the boss. Oh, how interesting that English canon, that your Henry will always be the boss. Since he's 18 years of age, Karen, he would be 96 in human years. A neighbor lost her dog 4 years ago, still miss him. Oh, no, I could imagine. You lost your dog Juno back in 1990. Oh, Heidi, I'm extremely sorry hearing this. I'm well and truly extremely sorry hearing this. They take place of our hearts with them when they get well said. This is very well said, perhaps well said. Well said philosophy for sure. But if Martin is still on there, I am extremely sorry if I had offended Martin by all means. Or if what Harriet and I had to say to Martin had caused offence. My apologies. My real apologies indeed. But Martin, I mean, obviously Imogen saw Martin on the live. I will certainly have Martin on the live again for sure. And Martin, he's really said some very nice things towards me. He's really said some very nice things towards me. He said that I'm a tonic and that I'm better than anything on the television, that sort of thing. No, I cannot thank Martin enough for those nice things he said to me. Lost your Harley girl back in 1986-ish. 1980, gosh, that's a very, very long time now. Still miss that dog to this day. She was your first German Shepherd. You missed. No, I could imagine. I could well and truly imagine, Zeph. No, really, I could well and truly imagine. And, no, yes, really well. It's a very well shared point, Imogen. Well shared indeed. It was the strongest thing. Your Siamese passed in 2018. Still have his favourite blanket. You could feel him sitting on legs, unquestionably on night, when you had the thought blanket on your bed. 96 in human years for a cat is if a cat's 20. Because if a cat is 20, Karen, that would be 96 in human years. But 18 would be 88 in human years, to tell you of things, Karen, just to say. No, I know, Tessa, I could imagine. I can well and truly imagine. May all of our wonderful fur babies walk the paths of our... No, well, oh, Zeph, very brilliantly well worded. Thank you. Thank you. Very well worded indeed. Pleasure, Karen, pleasure. But what it was, you said something earlier on, but I need to read what it was. It's like being on night shift with this overnight chat. Really, David, I had little realization of that. Thank you for telling me. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your point on that, your regarded point, and all the rest of things. Thank you, Karen, and thank you, Alfredo, for your... You really didn't have to provide them, but thank you for your very, very belated condolences towards me regarding the loss of my wonderful late grandfather Edmund. Oh, my Edmund. Oh, my Edmund, Karen, he was wonderful. One of a very wonderful grandfather. He was. He was a very big part of my life when growing up in childhood, you know. And I was very close to him when growing up. I really was. I've shared it very many times that I was very close to my Edmund, you know. And I always recount the time when he used to share the story of when he and his late older brother Paul used to watch the steam trains running near the back of their home garden back in the 1950s when they were little boys. And those were wonderful. Those were extremely interesting stories whenever Edmund had to share them and all that. You know, and his time in the architecture, since he was an architect. And I remember the story he'd shared back in the summer of 1976. He was working on an architectural drawing, and a drop of sweat leaked from his forehead and landed on the drawing and messed it up. I remember that story. You know, I spent quite a lot of time with my late grandfather Edmund whenever seeing my grandparents, and I always spent a lot of time with both my grandparents whenever seeing them. Because it was from the ages of 7 to 13, they lived in Portslade in the Brighton and Hove region. From the ages of 7 to 13, they lived in the Brighton and Hove region, and I used to see them quite a lot at that point, probably a little bit more than I saw them compared to when they lived in Kent. But when I was age 13, they moved to the Isle of Wight. But I went to the Isle of Wight often. I didn't go very often. I used to go to the Isle of Wight most school holidays from the ages of 13 until the latter part of my youth. But I mean, I have a lot of fond memories from the times I spent with my wonderful late grandfather Edmund, you know, from several parts of my childhood and other parts of my misspent youth. Oh dear, you cannot hear me. I'm breaking up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. I click a new tab and click on a website. It works fine. But I'm breaking up? Gosh. Grief certainly is proof that love existed, and grief is the price we pay for love, I'm afraid, Paula, as truth has things and all that. You know. All okay. Oh, okay. But can Karen and all the others see me all right? But if Karen is still on, I mean, my Edmund, he unfortunately not, but not too bad. Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank you, David. Thank you for telling me of this. But if people like, if Karen's still here. Oh, have you got to go? Ta-ta for now, Karen. Ta-ta for now. You can't hear and only see me. It's still buffering. Bloody hell. So sorry hearing this, Karen. But I'm to be live streaming on the 3rd of September of 2024. And hopefully you'll see me in the evening hours of the 3rd of September. But please don't worry if you cannot make the inspirational live stream, Karen. Please don't worry. Hello to Heather. Hello to Heather. And hello to Deborah. Deborah, to tell you of things, David Scott, my best friend, he's in the live. He's in the chat to tell you of things. He's already in the chat. Oh, and Heather, David Scott, my best friend, is in the chat. Thank you, Alfredo. Thank you for your friendliness towards Heather and Deborah. Thank you. Thank you. You're Pennsylvania too, Paula. How interesting. Thank you, Tasso. Thank you, Tessa, for your friendliness towards my lovely friend Deborah. Thank you. Mika! Hello, Mika. Hello. Gosh, what a surprise to see you on here. Now we've got another one of my friends from the Noah the Cat community, Mika. Hello, Mika. Little did I realize that the Noah the Cat community would start representing me. Gosh, what a surprise. Thank you, David. Thank you for your friendliness towards Heather and Deborah. I love them both. I really do. We are, God, the only ones we're missing are people like Gertrude, Sadie, and Farah. But never mind. They can all, never mind. We'll always think of them in their absence, won't we? Thank you, Heather. Thank you for your friendliness. Thank you. Thank you. And hello to Deborah in Pennsylvania. Hello to our lovely Deborah in Pennsylvania, indeed. I really do think very highly of David. I really do, Heather. No, he's been help inadvertently. I mean, it was very inadvertent to him. He never could have known this until I opened up about it to him. But he's been big help to me, big time. No, he's been a great help to me, absolute big time indeed. I cannot thank David enough for introducing me to the classic cars, vintage steam rally, and vintage vehicular events that I now know of so well today. But I mean, really, he's been big help. He's been big help. I've got to share, you know. But going to, as I've said before, Heather, obviously I'll certainly say it several times, but all the events David introduced me to have really proved instrumentally useful in eventually helping me with overcoming the loss of my wonderful late grandfather Edmund. No, we really did, David. We really hit it off together. We really hit it off with friendship the moment we met. We really hit it off from that moment on, And now we share the event values whenever we're event attending. Whenever we're event attending, David, we share the values. We've got more or less the same values, and we're really more or less speaking the same language when it comes to event attending and all that, Keep looking for other car or bus rallies. Is this you who keeps looking for other car or bus rallies, Dave, or are you referring to myself and David? Oh, I think he was probably referring to us and David, I would imagine. You are sleeping, but somehow writing here. Oh, gosh. No, he really, no, this is true. This is very true, Heather. He really came at what was a very low point in my life. He came really at a very extremely low point in my life. Obviously, not very many people knew this, but I was a mentally broken bastard when I first met David. You know, I was very mentally broken. As I was dealing with a lot of troubles at this point, I've never opened up about it online, but I personally did open up about this to David a few short months ago, but when I first met David, I was admittedly a very mentally broken bastard, you know. No, he really would, Heather. He really well and truly would. And I think he'd be extremely happy with me, given the event tending I've taken up and encountering David. And you've said it to me before I met David, Heather, that people really do come in and out of our lives for not just a reason, they come in and out of our lives for good reasons in our lifetimes. No, really, no, really, people do come in and out of our lifetimes for a good reason. Not that was the wrong word to use. Sorry, David. Sorry about that. But you do get some famous people or certain YouTubers say we're this something something bastard, um, when regarding to how they were in the past before they met somebody important in their life. Some people do use that. But my apologies if it was wrong wording to you. My apologies. Thank you, Heather. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thanks, Dave. It was for myself and David regarding looking into more classic cars and bus rally events. Oh, I didn't see Nexino. I didn't see Nexino after you timed him out, Elliot, but he's now permanently gone. Nexino is gone. Oh, good. Thank goodness for that. The fucking bastard's gone. Excuse the language. But for those of you who are now curious about this Nexino, idiot, idiot. It's fate, no question. Well said. Well said indeed, Deborah. Thank you. I'm sorry I've not replied. I'm extremely sorry I've not replied as of yet, Heather, but I did see what you said, but I'm happy learning your son loved the Worthing Minis by the Sea event video. I've uploaded all of my To tell you odd things, Heather, I've done all the videography footage featuring the Worthing Minis by the Sea event. I've got all the videos done, but the only one I need to get them uploaded are things like the imagery slideshow. I need to get that uploaded before too long. That's the thing I need to get uploaded. And from the camera recorder photographs, that is, and then the phone photographs I need to get uploaded before too long. I believe I'll get it done by this month, to tell you odd things. But by all means, by and large, by all means, Heather, I'm extremely happy learning that. I'm happy learning that your son enjoyed the video of the minis that I saw and all that. I'm certainly happy learning he enjoyed it. But you think your son's going to buy one? Are you referring to your son buying a classic mini or a modern day mini? That'd definitely be good for you, David. A classic mini would be ideal for you, wouldn't it? Taking into account your short height, you could just get in and out, no trouble, which is something I'd envy you with. Never mind. Oh well. Something I would particularly envy you with and all that. Yes, no, you said before, Heather, I remember that. No, David, he's short, to tell you odd things, Heather. I've said before. I mean, and am I short? I'm not that tall, but I'm not short, but I'm taller than David, to tell you odd things. I mean, you're talking a short man with David. And Dave Bryan, on the other hand, he isn't tall either, but he's about 5'6". So he's taller than David, but shorter than me, as I'm 5'8", 11 stone. But take into account, I mean, take into account my 5'8" of height and 154-pound frame, which is 11 stone of weight. It's not terribly easy to clamber inside and out of a small classic mini as easily, I'm afraid. But there we have things. Even though I'm not that big as a person and not typically tall for height, it's tricky for me to get inside and out of a small classic mini. But never mind. Oh, well, it's just the way it is. It's the way it is. It just goes to show that people were generally shorter at the time of when classic minis were made. His head touched the roof, not surprisingly. Not surprisingly. Yes, no, you have to be careful. It's a good one to share. No, there are several minis out there. There are several minis out there, David. Yes, several minis out there. No, there are many minis out there, but you just got to pick the right one. Now, I could imagine your father having his head hitting the top of the roof of a mini. It would be a tight squeeze for him to get in and out if he's 6'7" for height. Now, that really is a tight squeeze for a man that height. It's tricky for me, even at 5'8", 11 stone, to get in inside and out of a small mini as well, Kaz, but never mind. Unless you're David's height, you could just get in and out easily. Or Dave, who's about 5'6" for height, but Dave, who's about 5'6", something like that, though he's definitely taller than David because David's shorter than 5'6". They'd both be the ideal height for small classic cars. But he was a very slender man. Really, he was slender. Oh, interesting. Interesting learning he was slender. Your husband is 6'5" and barely fits in the cute. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Gosh, your husband's 6'5". Gosh, that is tall. That's over a foot taller than David. That's over a foot taller than David, Heather. Gosh, we've got two Heathers in here now. Heather in the United States of America and the other Heather from Canada. Gosh, we've got the two Heathers in here. No, not the two. There's another Heather who views me. That's Heather Griffin. So we've got about three Heathers who generally view the neck of the woods of this content. So hello to the two Heathers. Yes, taking into account your 5'4" you're 5'4.5" of height, David. You'd have to stand up to see over the stick. Yes, too right. Well, no offense to you, but obviously that's just the way it is. I mean, because you are short for height, but it's just the way it is. Some people are tall, some people are short. You know, and all that. Some are tall, some are short. I mean, I'm not typically tall because I'm taller than you at 5'8". Well, actually, both Kaz and we're both 5'8", to tell you odd things. And taking into account our 5'8" of height, we'd have to be careful to get inside and out of a small classic mini. But Kaz's 6'7" father, he would really have to be careful to get inside and out of the mini. And once sat in, it'd be a tight fit with his head hitting the roof and all that. No, really. And that is obviously without questionable doubt. But the Heather Arredondo, gosh, your husband certainly is tall, I must say. He's much taller than my 5'4.5". Well, David always says 5'4.5", and best friend and all that. And he's certainly taller than Dave Bryan, who's only about 5'6". I mean, he wasn't that short, but he's definitely taller than David when seeing them both together. You know. You used to have a John Cooper limited edition Mini. It was amazing, but only two seats. Gosh, that's a small one. You need steps to reach the switch light. No, I don't think you need steps to reach a switch light. But gosh, really, David? Or are you pulling my leg on that? Yes, you said your late father was Scottish from Aberdeenshire. I remember you telling me before, Heather. I remember you saying before. But taking into account that Kaz's late father, I don't know if he's still alive or not, he was slender. You know, but I imagine he was probably no bigger than 12 or 13 stone if he was slender as a 6'7" man. But sorry if it was too much. Your father was born in Dublin, gosh. Oh, David, now this is really pulling my leg, isn't it? That's really pulling my leg. No, that's really well and truly pulling my leg, you know. No, you wouldn't be short enough to need a stepladder just to flick a light switch on. To turn on the light switch, you certainly would not need a stepladder for that. As a 5'4.5" man, well, really, I would say 5'4", to be honest with you. You certainly would not need a stepladder to switch lights on. Yes, you may be shorter than quite a great few of us on the live chat, but you are not short enough to need a stepladder to turn on the lights. But yes, Heather, you're completely right. You are certainly completely right. Good things come in small packages. I heard this at the Worthing Minis by the Sea event by this wonderful couple of a classic mini car. This little couple I met. I mean, they were very short couple of a classic. Yes, I know that. Yes, and 70 kilos or 11 stone, or sometimes under that. Yes. Well, you have a varied weight of 148 to 154 pounds, which would be 10 stone 8 to 11 stone. But you were 11 stone 12 once back in 2021, or 166 pounds, which is overweight for your height. And then you just changed your diet like that. Really, you're 5'4" as well, Heather. Oh gosh, imagine what you and your husband would look like if you stood together. You know, imagine you stood next to your 6'5" husband. Gosh. Oh, have you got to go now, Heather? Ta-ta for now. Ta-ta for now, Heather. It was wonderful having you on the live. Hope you and your son are well. Yes, you said before, Heather, and because of that, you were tall enough to model with a height like that. Yeah, because if you're a female model, you'd have to be 5'9" or taller, and the men, it's about 6 foot and over. Would I be able to model? No. As a 5'8" man, I could not model. No, I certainly could not. Never mind. No, sadly. Oh, never mind. Never mind. No, but oh well. But to tell you something, Heather, I've got friends taller than that. I mean, my two good friends. To tell you something, Heather, I've got a few good friends, Mark, Stephen, and Tommy. Mark and Stephen, they're both 6'2", and Tommy Gardiner, who's 6'3" of height. I mean, could you imagine what you'd look like stood next to them? Could you imagine that? They'd be tall enough to model, by all means. Imagine that. You and Heather Arredondo stood with them, you know. Yes, because you've got your birthday on the 6th and your son on the 7th. I know that. I know this for a complete fact. I know that for a complete fact. But didn't you say you had to go because you've got something important on your mind, have you? Yes, well, my mother's 19th of June and mine's 22nd of June. But unlike you, my mother couldn't have modelled because she was never tall enough. Take into account my mother's 5'6" of height, shorter than you, so there we are. But never mind. You know, because like I said before, Heather, all my mother's side of the family are all 5'6" or shorter. Thank you, Heather. Thank you. Much unconditional love to you always. Much unconditional love to you always. No. Yes, you had your birthday today, Hailey. Happy birthday always. But take care, won't you, Heather? Whatever it is you need to do, hope you get through it well. So I had to get myself sat up right. Gosh, you're getting a bit silly a moment ago. Oh, bloody hell. And all that, you know. But one more time for Hailey, one more time. Happy birthday, Heidi. No, I really hope Heidi had a fab day too, Imogen. No, Heathers are awesome, Heather. No, they really are. You've now met my good friend Heather in Canada. To tell you all things, you've now met her. But you've certainly got something in common with David, height-wise, and because of height, you two are more than the ideal height to clamber inside and out of small classic cars, certainly a small classic Mini. But this wonderful little couple who I met at the Worthing Minis by the Sea event, I mean, they were certainly not big either. I mean, I don't know what they are for weight. I never asked, but they had this wonderful classic Mini. They had almost shaped like a mini truck, by all means. And what Heather said to David, which is completely true, all good things come in small packages. But they were very funny and quite amusing. There was an amusing moment with the husband. I was sitting inside. I was actually sat in the driver's seat of the small classic Mini, and the husband, he came over. He looked at me when he saw me sat in the driver's seat, and he said, "I've got the keys, so you wouldn't take it." I was like, "I'm not going to take the Mini. Why on earth would I do that?" Very amusing couple, quite humorous, I must say. You know, they were really funny, and yes, it was the wife who said that all good things come in small packages, which is completely true. They're very amusing and very, very nice couple too, and nice little couple. Why I say little, you know, they couldn't have been much more than, you know, about 5'2", 5'3" between the two of them. You're talking really quite a short couple who owned the classic Mini. You know, really quite short, I must admit. You know, no, really, really a very short couple. Yeah. No, really, they are. Really, you're talking a short couple, but very amusing and interesting too. Particularly the husband who said, "Got the keys, you don't take it." Well, David, I hadn't offended you by all means. If I have, my apologies if I've annoyed or offended you. Sorry about that. No, my apologies if I have offended or annoyed you, but do sleep well, won't you, David? Do sleep well. And just to say, I will be live streaming about 7 p.m. UK time, 3rd of September 2024. But good night, David. Sleep well, won't you? This is true, Heather. Yes, the best things come in small packages. You've enjoyed the laugh. Oh, okay. You've enjoyed the laugh. Oh, I'm happy learning so. Sorry about this. I've just got to check when my live is scheduled. Sorry about this. Uh, 7:30. My next live stream, 7:30 p.m., 3rd of September 2024, to tell oneself odd things. You know. But sleep well, won't you, David? Thank you for your friendliness to Zeph before going to bed. Goodbye for now, David. Goodbye for now. And I'm to be live streaming 7:30 p.m. UK time, 3rd of September 2024. If it does interest you, by all means. The best things come in small packages. Completely right. Completely right, Heather. Yes. Completely right. Do you ever tell your dearly loved husband of that, you know? Taking into account his great big tall 6'5" of height. Taller than that of my good friend Tommy Gardiner, who's 6'3", and my other good friends Mark and Tommy, who are both 6'2", respectively. Oh, thank you, Heather. Thank you. I'm happy learning this is a treat for you. Thank you for telling me this. Thank you. Sorry, everybody. I've just got to top up on some milk, just to say. I've got to top up on some milk. But I will be right back in a moment. Sorry, oof. Oof. Okay. Oh, dear. Ouch, aching pains. Ouchie, ouch. Don't get old. Getting old, things get more difficult and things get more creaky. Ouch. Oh, dear. Cheers to everybody. I think things will probably fall apart by the time I'm in my 60s or 70s. They'll probably be falling apart by this point. And I'd have to certainly take things rather steadily. I mean, I take things steadily even now. Yeah. I sadly cannot run very far anymore. Well, I mean, I used to be able to run far, but I can't do that anymore. I get cold very easily. So, so things do slow down when you get older. Now, I think I'm older than your sons, Hezra. I think your sons are younger than me, as you said before. I think your sons are younger than me because I'm older than 21 and 19 to share things with you. Get snow in the... Oh. No. Oh, dear. No. I would definitely not want to be where you are in the winter. Everything hurts even after my age. Things really hurt after my age. But they don't always hurt, but they certainly really ache after my age, as I've certainly come to experience. Ouch. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, dear. Sometimes after an event attending, I can feel absolutely weary and knackered. This does sadly happen to me at times. But generally, it happens more or less every time I've gone event attending. I'm absolutely weary and knackered now these days. It doesn't stop me from event attending, because if I stopped, I'd probably fall apart and crumble. But I really do feel completely knackered and weary after an event attending. Sometimes I just want to sit down and sleep after an event attending. Oh, there we are. Years ago, I didn't feel this. It's just really in the last few years, as I've gotten older in age, and as I aged, it sort of happened to me all at once. Oh dear. Hailey, is anything all right? I hope I haven't upset you by all means, have I? My apologies if I have. Oh, oh dear, a lot of you have seen it. Oh, all right then, I'll show you. If you want to know what my arm looks like, because you've seen it partially exposed, right? Okay, well, what do you make of that? An arm like this on a man? I don't know if one would how one would take this, but how would one take a skinny arm like that, as skinny as that, on a grown man? How would one take to that? Sorry if it was a little too much. Oh, pull this up. There. There. Hello to you, Jody. Hello, lovely Jody. Yes, thank you, Zev. Lots of hugs to our Jody always. Hugs to our Jody always. And thank you highly for your friendliness towards Jody too. Thank you. Thank you. It's always wonderful having you on here, Jodie. Sorry about that. No, we appreciate you, Jodie, and certainly is it always most wonderful having you on whatever live stream it is that I'm doing, most sincerely. So wonderful seeing you on here as usual, lovely Jodie. Wonderful seeing you on here. And you've managed to capture my, as you'd so say, PJ party. I think that titling could work, PJ party, you know. I think it could work in various bits and pieces and so forth, you know. It really could work in various bits and pieces. A titling of PJ party and so forth and all that. But it's wonderful seeing you on here, my lovely Jodie. It could work. That idea could work. But I should certainly think about it for the future, you know? Well, we got to see what the response will be to that, Jodie. We shall certainly see. Jodie, I saw your comment. I'm sorry I've not replied as of yet, but I will, before too long, I will eventually reply to your very comment. I will eventually reply to it. You know, we had Deborah Coleman on here a few short moments ago, and it was certainly lovely seeing Deborah on here. Oh, ouch. 6:02 in your neck of the woods. Okay. 8:04 in your neck of the woods. Oh, wow. Oh, have you got to go? Ta-ta for now, Jodie. Sorry I didn't see it soon enough. I was having a random nosy look around. Sorry about that. But in Deborah Coleman's absence, it was certainly wonderful having you on the live stream. It was certainly most wonderful seeing you on the live stream indeed. To tell you on things. You know, it was certainly wonderful seeing you on here. Yeah. But thank you, Zeph. Thank you for your friendliness towards Jodie. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, sorry. But what is it that one would like to share in the live stream? What is it that one would like to say? Sorry about this. I had an itchy eye a moment ago. Okay. Do hope you have a nice supper. But me going to sleep? No. Not yet. No, 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 no. No. No, no, no. Not yet. I'm staying up for a bit. It's late night live. We stay up. We stay up on a late night live. But what is it that one would like to share on here? What is it that one would like to share on here? Oh, Tasso, you're here. Hello, still on here, Tasso. It's 9:06 p.m. time in your neck of the woods. Oh, okay, okay. Stepped away, but back again. Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you. Have a little bit of music. Brilliant one. Nothing could beat fairground organ music, in my opinion. Not all the time, Tasso. No, I don't always stay up this late all the time. No. No. Not all the time. No. But it's a fun thing to do on an occasional basis and all the rest of it. Yeah, that's fine. But this person who uploaded the video featuring the song, I'm linking his channel right now. Nothing could beat a good Thomas Garvioli musical piece. I mean, truly nothing could beat a good Thomas Garvioli musical piece, in my opinion, for sure. Sorry about this. Oops, sorry about that. Wait for it. My kind of music. Oh, you can't hear the music. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Wonderful. You can only see my rhythm to it. You can only see my rhythm to it, but you could not hear the music. Oh dear. Oh dear, Tasso, I'm extremely sorry learning of that. I certainly did not realize this up till now. No sound. No sound. Oh dear. There was no sound. There was completely no. Things seem to be working okay in my corner. Don't know how on earth things couldn't have worked to sound in your corner. I'm pretty sure most people could hear me when representing the live. You could hear me, but not the music. Oh gosh. Oh, oh dear. Can one hear this? Can one hear this? Wonderful, enchanted. My kind of music for sure. Certainly my kind of music. Enchanted. Tasso. Tasso, Tasso, Tasso. This sort of music I've played, I've never had trouble with copyright. But the thing I have had copyright issues for in the past are things like classical music. I've never had legal copyright trouble, but the copyright trouble I've had was videos not being eligible for monetization when using classical music and things. But the fairground organ music I've used, it's never stopped my content from being monetized. But I think but it's generally it would have shared revenue, something like that, to share things, just to say. So I think if the video made the money from the ads with music like organ music, I don't think it would go to the video. It would go to those who have the copyright claim to it to tell you odd things, as far as I'm certain. You're having a birthday night snack of pretzels and mini dresses. Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting indeed, Hailey. Hope you have a nice midnight snack indeed. You were lurking. Oh, okay. Not You were lurking in the background. You sent me a channel about a good lady from the United States that doesn't have many subs. So I think she should be known for being so nice and noble. Which one is this? Could you send me a link to the channel privately outside of the YouTubing community, please, Alfredo, since we do keep in touch outside of the YouTubing community, but I haven't seen the link you sent me, just to tell you all things. I've not seen the link as of yet. But please do send me the link outside of the YouTubing community. If you use things like classical music, you wouldn't your video would be ineligible for monetization. But it depends on what those who have the rights to the music do. Either they allow your video to be monetized if you use their video, but if they don't, you wouldn't make the money from the video. That's ineligible for monetization. But if it was eligible for monetization with shared revenue, you wouldn't get all the revenue for it. I think that's how it would work, Tasso, to tell you all things. I'd love to see the channel. I'd like to see the channel, Alfredo. I certainly would. No, really, I would. I would say so, Tasso. It makes first sense in every way. Gosh, what is it that one would like to share? What is it that one would like to share? One thing I would like to share is there's to be a third late night live stream happening once again. In the evening hours, there'd be a late night live stream happening again the next evening. And after the late night live, we're going to downgrade. I think in the future, regarding the future of late night lives, after the next one for the next night, it's going to happen on either a once or twice weekly basis, late night lives to tell everybody on things. Late night lives, as I said before, they are the future. And because they are the future, it will be time, they'll be worth embracing, these future live streams. The occasional lives, but they're not going to be in the future. They're not going to be done 3 or certainly not 4 nights in a row. Definitely not. But in the future, they will certainly be done. Generally, I think the best way forward with these would be a once or twice weekly late night live. I think that would work out extremely well. Obviously, all of you will certainly think differently within your opinions, which is certainly completely fine. But I personally truly believe that a late night live once or twice weekly would work out extremely well. But obviously, I'll leave it for all of you to share your opinions on that. Quite rightly so. Thank you, Alfred. Thank you. I know, Tasso, but I think twice weekly for a late night live, once or twice weekly, I think that's about the best way forward, in my opinion. That's what I believe, but thank you for your defense regarding. You didn't have to defend me on my decision, but thank you. Thank you all the same. Ah, ouch, itchy ear. You don't want to get an itchy ear. Ow. Itch. Itchy. Ow. Oh. But fortunately, my hearing is okay. But, excuse me a moment. I need one more tot of milk, and then I'll be right back to you all. Oh, oh shit. Now I'm really aching. Sorry about the language, everybody. Oh. Oof. Oof. You are stiff from sitting so... Yes, I am. Unfortunately, so yes. No, not fun when it happens, I must admit. Deborah, hello to you. You met a lot of wonderful people when you travelled to Jamaica, mostly British. One girl I met looks just like Liz who? Are you talking about Liz Hurley? Were you talking about Liz Hurley, Deborah? Because I know of a Liz Hurley, but Liz, you put in just HU, that would be short for Hurley. But I certainly do hope you had a nice time when you were travelling to Jamaica and all the rest of it. Got lovely Deborah. I don't think her daughter's on, but obviously her daughter has taken an interest in the content, as has her son, Sebastian, and her best friend Heidi. You know, you meant Liz Hurley. I would have thought you meant Liz Hurley, Deborah. She used to be the partner of Hugh Grant, the actor. Hugh Grant, who really, best way to describe him is he's one of our most high-profile actors of all time, certainly within the United Kingdom, without questionable doubt. You know, no, but a fantastic actor though, Hugh Grant, and a good actress, Liz Hurley. To tell you on things, very high profile, but very good actor and actress, respectively. Especially when they were partners. But I think obviously what things would have went wrong with the partnership. You know. But how interesting learning you met somebody who looked just like Liz Hurley. And I know you meant Liz Hurley, the actress. Excuse a moment. I think it's time to get a little storybook out before one runs out of far too many ideas. Oh, God. Okay. Got a good book. A good book to get read. Oh, bloody hell. Excuse the language. Hello to you, Martin. Your Wi-Fi went. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Sadly, it happens, but your Wi-Fi went. Oh, gosh. But you're here. But I thought I'd read a little story to you all. Normally, I'd do that on an inspirational chat or a video representing story time and all that. But until we can get some more ideas up, why don't we have a little story time? This story is called Cat and Canary, written by Michael Foreman. This is a childhood favourite of mine, Cat and Canary. It was this was a book my grandparents gifted to me when I was just a little boy. I was about 7 when they gifted this book to me, and I've been reading it ever since I was 7, this book. So I've had this book a very long time. And I truly love this book. I well and truly love it. It's my childhood. It's a good childhood memory, this very book of mine. You know, I'd read it any day. I would well and truly read it any day. You know. Time to read Cat and Canary. by Michael Foreman. Brilliant author, Michael Foreman. Cat and Canary by Michael Foreman. It was dawn in the city. Cat watched the winter sky change from night to day. Canary was still asleep in her cage. Every day, Cat watched his master get out of bed, clean his teeth, and eat his breakfast. Every day, the man would say, "Oh, you are lucky. You just lie around the house all day, lazy cat." Then he put on his hat and coat and went to work. But every day, as soon as the man had left, Cat let Canary out of her cage. The bird always flew around the room a few times, and then they had breakfast together. After breakfast, they went up to the roof. Canary would fly high and dive and whirl about in the sky. Cat wished he could fly with his friend above the streets and bridges to the land beyond the river. Cat often watched other cats on the roofs chasing birds. He never chased birds. After all, his best friend was a canary. All the birds flocked to his roof. He loved their color and he loved their song. Why would he chase them away just because he was a cat? One windy day, Cat found a kite tangled around a television aerial. He freed the kite, but became tangled in the string. The wind blew the kite, and the kite whisked Cat up into the air and over the streets far below. The cats on the other roofs were amazed to see Cat flying. "Come down," they yelled. "Flying is for birds." Winds rushing between the high buildings blew him higher until he was flying amongst the very tallest skyscrapers. Canary tried desperately to keep up with him, but Cat was being blown further and further away. After the first terrible fright, Cat was thrilled to be flying free as a bird. His wish had come true. He had a bird's eye view of the city and the shining river. The sun turned the great buildings into a gold and silver, and threw the giant shadow of Cat across surprised people far below. But soon the sun was covered by storm clouds, and Cat no longer felt free as a bird. The huge buildings now looked dangerous and threatening. He felt lost and alone. There was no way he could control the kite. He was being blown further and further from home. Below he could see the icy river. Snow began to fall. Suddenly, through the tumbling snowflakes, appeared Canary with a large flock of birds. The birds took the tail of the kite and the string and turned for home. Cat was no longer alone. Down they went, through the snowstorms, through the snow towards the bright, flashing lights of the city. They landed back on their roof just as their master turned the corner of the street. The man did not see them. His head was bent against the wind, and snow blew into his face and down his neck. Oh, to be a cat, he thought, and stay in the warm and do nothing. Cat waved a paw to the birds and tied the kite to the television aerial, ready for the next day. Then Cat and Canary raced downstairs, and when the master opened the door, Canary was swinging in the cage, and Cat was curled up on the mat with his eyes closed. What a lazy cat! I bet you haven't moved all day. Cat opened one eye and then closed it again. Tomorrow, he thought, if we shall all fly together, we shall go to the land beyond the river and still be back for tea. The end. That was the story. That was the story of Cat and Canary. I mean, sorry if it bored all of you reading the story of Cat and Canary. My apologies for that. Nothing in my most humble opinion could beat a wonderful storybook like this. I mean, I really well and truly thank my grandparents for getting me this book. I mean, nothing could beat a wonderful storybook like this. Harriet, you've woken up. Tell Willa she needs to go to bed, please. She won't listen to me. Willa, go to bed. Please go to bed, Willa. Come on. Come on, you haughty, naughty girl. Go to bed, please. Come on. But knowing that you don't take well to nonsense, Harriet. Certainly, if your Willa would be meow, 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 meowing at you to stay up late, I know all you do is you would ignore her. But then she's like, okay, right, time to find other attention. And then, say, for example, her meowing at you doesn't give her the attention she wants. She'd probably end up doing something naughty. And then say there'll just be a smash, smash, smash sound. And then Harriet comes to the scene where there's the incident. And then Willa looks, and then there's the mess with Willa standing behind it. And then Willa looking at Harriet defiantly. And then meow. And then Harriet, right, time to pick her up and put her in the box. Willa, go to bed, please. Go to bed, seriously. Harriet needs to go to sleep. You've woken her up. Go to bed. And I'm serious. You just looked up. Go to bed, Willa. Hope that was enough this time. I really hope so. I certainly really hope this was enough this time and all that. And but by and large, what did one think of the story I had to read? Please do let me know what your thoughts are on my childhood storybook. please let me know what your thoughts were on the my childhood storybook book was like when I was reading it to you all. Please let me know what your thoughts were on it, everybody. But please don't worry for those of you who didn't hear it, or for those of you who didn't hear the story, don't worry if you hadn't heard it. But for those of you who did, please do let me know what your thoughts were on it, all the same with me reading it. I mean, I'm quite certain one could buy it online or in certain bookstores and all that, but certainly would I recommend looking up Cat and Canary. Fantastic storybook. Really, I mean, during childhood, I always enjoyed the book being read to me during childhood. No, really, I did. Books. And this is the sort of storybook I enjoy hearing. I do. Sorry, since my arm was partially exposed, this is what it looks like for size, I'm afraid. See that? A skinny, skinny arm. God. And what are one's thoughts on an arm as skinny as that on a man? What are one's thoughts on such a skinny arm on a man? Do share your thoughts. I'm curious to hear and I'm curious to know. That's for those of you who have not seen what my arm looks like up to now. Oh, gosh. Don't know if one could imagine a man having skinny arms like that, but one would have partially seen my arms, partially exposed, but thought I'd expose the whole thing this time. There we are. There we are. Certainly wait to hear one's thoughts. Oh, ouch. Sorry about this.